So today we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to change a carburetor on an Echo chainsaw. This is a model CS440. It's a pretty high quality chainsaw. You can run up to a 16 to a 20-inch bar. Carburetor's acting up on this one at full throttle. It cuts off. So instead of doing a quick rebuild, we're going to change it off. It's pretty easy. You got to take the main cover off. It's going to be 3 screws right here. You can use a flathead screwdriver or a regular screwdriver. Unscrew these. So the top comes off. This one here is going to be missing the air filter already, so we know that's an issue. Air filter sits up here, but we'll keep moving on. Next step, you're going to remove this little cover here. It's pretty simple. It just kind of pops right up. You're going to unplug the on-off switch, and you're going to unroute the throttle cable wire, which is right here. It's a pretty easy fix. Okay. Next thing you know, the choke lever, just pop that out. It's pretty simple. This right here is going to be your carburetor assembly. It's got 2 T25 screw heads that are going to hold that in. So you're just going to use a T25, unscrew them. Like so. Thing about the Echo, even brand new from the factory, is a very light torque. So they don't really crank down on stuff. So this is going to be your whole carburetor assembly. Just pops out that simple. You got a couple hoses here. Pop that one out. This one right here is going to be your fuel line. You can pull that out, and we're basically done. Carburetor's out. As you can see, this is going to be your gasket seal, your 2 lines. The thing I like to do, this is going to be your fuel line. Stick a nail in there just to keep any fuel from coming out. Next up, we're going to go over the installation of the new carburetor. Alright, we're going to talk about the replacement of a carburetor. We've already removed the carburetor. We reset the gasket. I'm going to reuse the old gasket because it doesn't look that bad. This is going to be new carburetor right here. It's Walbro part WT 416-1. It's an original equipment part. And here we go. We always look at it to make sure everything looks good on it. Make sure there's no defects. Okay, once we see that we're good, we're going to start the installation process. First thing I like to do is reattach the hoses. So you got your fuel line here. It's going to be like so, and your vent line up top, like so. Okay, make sure everything lines up correctly. Next, we got the air filter holder, 2 screws. We're just going to run them through, make sure everything lines up. Make sure your gasket still stays seated, because you don't want to have a leak through your gasket mating surfaces. Okay, you're going to use a T25 again to screw in the main screws here. Like I said, be cognizant of the Echo chainsaws. They don't really torque down their stuff too tight, even from the factory. So everything's still kind of, it's snug, but not that tight. So once you get to main service here, you want to just give it a nice snug turn, so we don't have any airflow going through the gasket mating surface. Okay, we're done with that. Okay, make sure all your hoses are in tight, everything looks good. We're going to get the this part here, which is your on and off, and your fuel line, and just kind of hook it in. It's pretty simple. So kind of bring that up out of the way. Actually, probably be better off doing the choke first. Run the choke in here. Choke sits in here. I'll run the throttle. Make sure it clips properly in the back. There's a little clip, and you have your on-off wire, so make sure that's in correctly. Once you have all that this kind of just locks in place. Make sure your choke functions properly, so push this down nice and snug. Okay, everything's nice and tight. Make sure you get your air filter. Okay, put your air filter right on top here. Screw this down. Alright, pretty much done here. Now you got your cover. Cover locks in place. Use a screwdriver. Screw down the 3 fastening screws. And like I said, not too tight. We don't want to strip the housing. And you can either use a flathead screwdriver or a regular Phillips screwdriver on this. Maybe either way. Okay, check for functioning, choke, on, off, and we're good. That's it. Carburetor replacement. Alright, once your carburetor is all done, we're going to check for, make sure it works. Chain brake is on. You need to pull the choke out. It's pretty hot out, so I don't think we'll need it. Started on the first pull. Looks like it works properly.